People, it's Friday night. You see a load of red. It's not the United show. That is in just under an hour. No, it's the F1 show with me and Chris. Chris, how are we doing?
Just my usual self, as everyone knows, mate.
Yeah, we know by now. It's great to have Chris on today's show because obviously it won't be available for either watch along this weekend. I'm not sure if Shao will be, so it might just be me for America representing the Max Verstappen fan club. You can pick your tickets up for $9.99, as Gary Neville would say. All donations go to the Nile fund. So this is going to be an interesting one because we're at the USGP. We're in the United States of the America. God bless the United States of these Americas, or God bless these states of Americas, whatever it is. But it's going to be an interesting one because this has notoriously been a Mercedes stronghold. But if you're a Verstappen fan, if you're a Red Bull fan, don't worry. Our tracks are coming up next because Brazil, Mexico, Abu Dhabi, notoriously Red Bull tracks. Now, Qatar and Saudi Arabia, I couldn't tell you because we've never raced there. So I couldn't tell you if they're Mercedes, if they're Red Bull. I mean, Qatar is probably a lot like Bahrain. And Bahrain has been a bit of a Mercedes / Red Bull. It's been a bit of both. Saudi Arabia, what track? Is Saudi Arabia street track?
It's a street track, really, isn't it?
Oh God! Would you describe it like Baku?
I would say so. Yeah. Obviously,
Baku's Red Bull's stronger at Baku, right? Normally.
Yeah, normally.
Yeah.
Because Red Bull, I've obviously won there in the past. Perez this season, and so with Daniel Ricciardo as well in the Red Bull.
Yeah, Mercedes won it. So essentially, we know for sure that Mexico, Brazil, and Abu Dhabi are notorious Red Bull strongholds. Brazil and Abu Dhabi, more importantly. Mexico with that long straight might edge more to Mercedes, but then you've got a lot of fast corners at Mexico as well, which then swings it back to Red Bull. So Mexico could be a bit of a fight. Brazil mainly favors Red Bull. Abu Dhabi's always favored Red Bull. Always. It'll be interesting to see if Red Bull are still updating their car. Do you reckon they're still bringing upgrades? I think they are. I think they will.
Yeah, I think they are because...
I know Mercedes aren't, though. Mercedes aren't. Lewis has confirmed that.
I think that's a bit risky from Mercedes. Red Bull...
Yeah, me and you both.
I expected Red Bull to do it after seeing how the recent races have done. It seems to have done well.
Yeah.
Turkey, for example, went to Mercedes way, didn't it, with Bottas? So
I always predicted it would.
Yeah.
Turkey was one that I was like, it's sort of damage imitation for Max. It was like if he can get second, that'd be a great result. That was my view on it. I was like, if he can get,
it's a brilliant result.
Well, and that's what I was thinking. If he can finish second and Lewis not even in top 3, that would be a perfect result. And Fat Lewis was what, 5th or 6th? In the end, fantastic.
Because I expected it to be, well, obviously Hamilton took his ICE penalty, so that changed my mind on the predictions because I did put Hamilton first before that penalty.
Yeah.
But I did go for Bottas. I think Bottas will be strong. Yeah,
I think he'll be strong for the rest of the season. I think he's the pressure's off him now. The pressure's gone. Ravi, big up Ravi. Where the racing taking place? Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. So we're in Texas for this weekend.
You'll be Pierce Hudson.
Yeah, it's always been great racing as well. Oh right, USA, cool. Yeah, the USA is a decent one. Now I wanted briefly to talk about Lewis, because Lewis he took his ICE penalty at Turkey, right? And we both said that was a very dangerous move, because we both said there's going to be other engine elements in that car that may need replacements before the end of the season. Don't forget, we've still got America, still got Mexico, Brazil, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and fucking Abu Dhabi. So you still got 6 races that you've got to do with these elements. 6 more. That's almost a quarter of the season or such. It is, yeah. It's basically a quarter of the season still left to go. Lots could still happen. And we both said, yeah, it's all very well replacing the internal combustion engine, but you're going to need to do a lot more than that. You've got the ICU. You've got the you've got all the other elements of that engine that may need replacements, and they haven't done that. And it's a strange one. Do you see Lewis having to take another penalty before we even get out of America? I can see him having to take a penalty once we get to the Middle East. I think he'll have another penalty come, because he'll have to. There's no way his engine elements is going to last another 6 races. His ICE will. That's only it's the main part of the engine, but there's still many other engine elements that he's going to need to replace. I think he's going to have to take another grip penalty once we leave America.
I agree. Even especially with the recent use with Bottas taking a 5 PS grip penalty because he's taking an ICE. But the thing about Bottas,
one? Yeah. He only fucking took one in Russia.
Well, this
Are you sure? Are you sure it's the ICE or not just another engine?
No, it is an ICE.
That'd be a 10 place grip penalty, isn't it? Then?
No, he only got 5 PS grip penalty.
So how come Lewis had a 10 place with an ICE?
Because I think it's a difficult one, because I think his CIE. I mean, Bottas, he's had a lot of penalties, hasn't he?
He has, because he only just took one in Russia. We haven't had Russia too long ago, did we?
Yeah, we didn't. I think it was one. Well, we had 1 week off before the Turkish Grand Prix, and it's mad way, because you have to be worried about, if you're a Mercedes fan, you have to be worried about that, because where these penalties come from, having to take another engine penalty, because this doesn't just concern
his
Bottas.
6th ICE. Are they taking the piss? What?
That was it, yeah.
6 ICEs in one season. Is he fucking drunk? What have they been doing? What have they been doing to these engines? Oh, wow.
That's why I'm saying, as a Mercedes fan, you need to be worried for the rest of the season. Because if you're taking engine penalties, because for me, Lewis Hamilton needs to take another engine penalty, in my opinion, after seeing that. That guarantees it. That guarantees it now, because with that amount of engine penalties in Bottas' fucking car, you must think you have to fear Lewis Hamilton's car as well. With what's happened to his fucking engine, because he's got, sorry for the swearing, he's got Hamilton's only took an ICE. He hasn't really changed other elements of the power unit. So Hamilton, I think this is a big worry for Hamilton, in my opinion.
But why is he only taking a 5 and Lewis had to take a 10? I'm confused.
I heard they were talking about in practice. In practice 1, I think it was. I think we only had one practice session, I think. And
Yeah, I think so.
I think it was Tarun who talked
Yeah.
about it, saying he only got a 5 PS grid penalty because the technical and the ICE are obviously okay. It's just little elements, other elements in the ICE is why he's not a 5 PS grid penalty. Yeah, with Lewis Hamilton.
I'm fucking perplexed, mate. I'm perplexed.
Yeah, I'm Tom PS as well.
I'm like, hold on. So Bottas is having to take a grid penalty, but why is it only the 5? I mean, I'm as perplexed as you'll get, to be honest with you.
But to be fair, you take it. Bottas 5 PS grid penalty. Hamilton getting 10. You take it.
Well, yeah, you take it, but it still makes zero sense at all.
A bit of, I think you could say it's a bit of unfairness if Hamilton might say to them, why is it not a 10 PS grid penalty? Same as mine.
Just doesn't make sense. Like I'm really fucking confused.
Sums this season off, doesn't it?
It does. It really does. Practice 2 starts in 37 minutes time. So yeah. Qualifying is at 10 o'clock tomorrow, so we'll be live at 9:45. And the race tomorrow on Sunday is 8 p.m. It's an 8 p.m. race. So we'll be live at 7:45 just for the timings this weekend for that, and then the checkered flag show will be Monday most likely. Probably try and fit it in around something, if that makes any sense to anyone listening. But yeah, that's baffling.
1-0 Arsenal.
Oh, nice! Congratulations to the Arsenal.
Thomas Partey header, I think it was. Oh my god!
Fucking hell! Thomas Partey scores goals. I didn't believe that. But no, a really interesting one. I'm now really perplexed by that. Chris has scrambled my brain. But look, that engine issue, that is going to be a concern, though, isn't it, for Lewis more than anyone? Because and we've always seen Mercedes have such good reliability. Reliability has always been, it's been one of the things you cannot question Mercedes for. They've never really had to take penalties. They've never really had to replace any of the elements. Even when Ferrari were doing it, when they were in the battle with Mercedes, and when Mercedes have been in a battle by themselves, and when I say by themselves, I mean by Lewis and himself. When they've been in those situations, they've had really good reliability. Somehow this season, their engines are falling like fucking geese. Their engines are falling like turkeys at fucking Christmas, right? So I suppose what we've got to ask ourselves is, firstly, why? Secondly, what do they do? Now, I've got a reason thinking on the why, because I don't think they've ever had to push their engines as hard as they are now. I think you look at how much Red Bull are pushing Mercedes, how badly Max is pushing Lewis. Have you seen Mercedes have anyone push them as much as Max has done recently? Because I think when that happens, you've got to look at it and be like, okay, we've got to keep our engines turned up, or you know. And they talked about that party mode that you had to pick your mode from the start. Do you think that could have impacted these engines? Because there has got to be something going on with these engines to explain why they are so abhorrently shit. It's so poor, like Mercedes reliability.
I think it's ironic, in my opinion, because I'm typical. Whenever Lewis Hamilton is actually challenged, they start to have these issues, because 2016, Lewis Hamilton in one race had a reliability issue when Nico Rosberg was pushing him for the title. Of course, same team.
Malaysia.
Yeah, Malaysia. It's the same team, of course. This is obviously different. Mercedes are actually having a chance this year, and I think, another reason could be maybe next year with the new rules coming in, that could be a reason. But I don't think. I agree with your reason, if I'm being honest. I think it's because Mercedes are actually now being properly challenged by Red Bull, who are getting better and better, being better than recent years, and obviously more chancing at the top now. Not perfect driver partnership, in my opinion, as well, because they always seem to struggle with that second driver to Max Verstappen since Daniel Ricciardo left. So,
No.
I think it's down to your reason mainly. I think next year could obviously play the part in it because you saw. I mean, we shouldn't be comparing Haas to bloody Mercedes, but Haas never haven't defended the car this season at all.
No.
And this season has shown that.
Now, Chris. Let's not point out the fucking obvious. Also, it's not just because they haven't developed their car. Their car is just dog shit. Like, it's been widely reported that their car handles like a pig. And I don't know if you've ever tried driving a pig, but I haven't. But I can assume it's probably quite a difficult thing. It's probably like steering fucking Arsenal to glory. Partey scored for Arsenal.
Driving the pedal of that.
It's like trying to fucking drive a lorry against a fucking British touring car. Like, Jesus Christ. It's like having fucking Lewis Hamilton in like a fucking truck with fucking Ash Sutton in his lovely Infinity TC British touring car. And expecting Lewis to even have a fight. Like, that Haas drives like a pig.
But yeah, that's what
so
I put it down to. Like,
yeah,
maybe developments in the car and also they've actually been challenged.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's basically like anti-trust you. Every time he steps off, he just steps off a level.
Yeah. Hamilton in a truck will cause public tragedy. It probably would.
True.
But we've spoken about Mercedes. Let's talk about Red Bull. Now, Red Bull took their engine penalty at Russia. Max doing a madness and getting second somehow. Do you think they'll have taken that? Because they took the whole shebang. They went, no, screw the whole, we're going to mess around with an IC. We're just going to fucking replace a lot of it. Get a lot of it gone. Bring in a new set. Do you think they will have to take another one? Because they would have done what we've had Russia and Turkey, haven't we, since?
Yep.
So we've had Russia, Turkey. So that'll be 8 races. Do you think they can get through this next 6 without taking an engine penalty? I think they can, providing that Lewis and Valtteri don't start playing 10-pin bowling with their Formula 1 cars again, like we saw in fucking Hungary. Well, providing that Lewis doesn't try and shunt Max in, because obviously we've got the long sweeping right-hander, don't we, in Austin, don't we? So as long as Lewis doesn't shunt him off there and send him into the fucking barrier like he did at Silverstone at Cops, and providing that we don't have a wet race and Valtteri decides to try and shove it up the inside and completely forget to fucking brake and start trying to play 10-pin bowling and going, woohoo, I just took out Max and fucking Lando. Thank you, dickhead. Oh, and Charles Leclerc as well. So provided that Valtteri doesn't play 10-pin bowling and Lewis keeps it himself to himself, do you think Red Bull will be able to get through these next 6 races? I think they should be able to. I think the 8 races, because you get 3 engines per season, don't you? You've got 23 races. So 8, 16, yeah. So it's about 8 races.
They'll be okay. I think they'll be okay, in my opinion.
They haven't. I'm trying to think to the start of the season. They didn't have any engine reliability, did they? I mean,
no.
They crashed out of Azerbaijan, but that was because a debris hit Max's tyre. They haven't had an engine blowout, have they? Not that I can think of.
Nope.
Obviously, you've had to take out the fucking Hungary engine because Valtteri decided to, as I say, play 10-pin bowling. But Red Bull, they should make it through.
Yeah, I think because they completely changed the whole bloody power unit in Max's car. And
yeah, he took the whole fucker out, didn't they?
Yeah, so because I think Britain, Hungary, after them races, it was pretty fucked. Because the crashes.
Fuck me, Saka is shit. Oh, sorry. He's just kicked the ball directly at Martinez. Don't ever compare him to my star boy ever again, or I will break your legs. Not you, Chris. That was an attack to the Arsenal fans.
So, because if you think that the massive stuff in class and Britain was obviously a big, massive one.
Shunted his car into the fucking wall at Cops, mate. It's not going to be a fucking tickle. It's not like Max's father's just gone and got a feather and started tickling him. Like, it's going to fucking hurt. And the dread to think was it cracked the engine, didn't it?
Yeah, you have to imagine.
Originally they were like, the engine is fine, and they took it back to Japan. Obviously, Honda did, and was like, no, that engine's got a crack in it, boys. You can't use that.
And obviously, Bottas with his 10-pin ball and completed the job for it. Absolutely killed it.
That was a different engine, mate. That was their third engine. So Lewis took out their second. That's why you're about to take this engine penalty. Because what they did is he shunted him off in the first one. Obviously, that cracked that engine. Don't think they ever used that one again. Then Valtteri played 10-pin bowling. I think that took that engine out. I think they had to put their first one back in? I think they had to put their first one back. I think they put their first one back in.
If you think of it.
And how many races would they have done if they had put that first? Oh, sorry, I'm just trying to work out how many races they would have had to have done. Right. Right, so
Well, it's not the 8 races, isn't it?
So Hungary obviously is when, say, Britain and Hungary. Then they had that break, which is when I think they started taking the engines to Japan and got them checked over. So they did Belgium. I think they may have done Belgium, Netherlands, Italy with either their first engine or their third engine.
I think it. Yeah, I agree. I think it was.
Yeah, and then they took their penalty at Russia.
So it probably makes sense now. No wonder why Mercedes got fucking penalties everywhere. Especially with. I think you have to be worried about how if you're a US Houndsman fan, which none of us two are. I think you have to. I think you have to worry for his bloody car. If I'm being honest, for the rest of the season.
No, you do. It's a really dangerous situation for Lewis.
Which is why I think Red Bull, I think they've done me completely fine, honestly. Against everything, doesn't do one.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the thing that Red Bull are going to have is they need to just remain calm, right? And they've rattled Toto. Toto is a completely different man this season. He is so rattled. Horner is having great fun. Like Horner's like, oh, I'm loving this. Like, and because we all know, look, I maintain this. Horner is a wanker, but he's one of the greatest wankers out there. People, this man has fought with many people. I remember he's fought with who was the fucking McLaren engineer, team principal when Lewis first got there. Fucking what was his name? I remember his face, but his name deceives me. Whitmore?
Whitmarsh. Yeah. Whitmarsh, is it?
Martin. Yeah, him. He's fought with him. He's then done many Ferrari owners or principals. He's done fucking the lot of them. He's done Toto.
If he was trying to survive, he had a bit of a feud with the Renault team principal.
Oh yeah. Yeah, still, that was just fucking easy for Horner. He enjoyed that a little too much. But there's been a lot of these issues, and Horner is in his element. He loves this sort of stuff. But I want to look at first practice. Obviously, we've only had one practice session so far. The next session starts at 9 p.m. Bottas and Mercedes are 1 and 2. Max Verstappen is just under a second behind them in terms of free practice 1. We've always known that the US has been a Mercedes stronghold. Are you expecting it to be another Mercedes stronghold? And do you think for Max, he just needs to do the damage limitations, try and get on the podium if possible? I mean, by the looks of it, Ferrari are strong. So, but then again, I don't really expect Ferrari to be challenging Max, if I'm being completely honest with the situation.
Yeah, I agree.
So are you expecting Max to just say, look, if I can get second, that'll be a fucking great result. But do you know what? If not, I'll just take third. We've got Mexico coming up. We've got Brazil coming up. We've got 2 unknown tracks, and then we've got Abu Dhabi. I can still do this if I'm consistent at these tracks where we know we're stronger. So how do you think Max approaches this weekend with Red Bull?
I would obviously aim for second. Because
you aim for first, but I think first might be a bit too difficult.
Because if you, I mean, first is where yes, it depends on what happens with the Mercedes drivers. But I think second will aim for second that year because of it is Mercedes track. Let's be honest, and I still think second will be a good result for him. I mean, depends who finishes first. Where of the Mercedes drivers, because Bottas, ever since he confirmed,
mate, that's not even a debate. There will be team orders, mate. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, but ever since Bottas,
Toto but Toto, he'll move out of the way. There's no way he'll not move out of the way. Trust me. He'll toy with them, but at the end of the day, he'll do as he's told.
And I think second will be I think it will be still a good result for Max Verstappen.
Yeah.
Because if you think 30 off of the track, you don't need that many.
Well, actually, Bottas has got to drive a five grid penalty, hasn't he? So second might be quite attainable for Max. I mean, he could get first if he somehow shithouses his way to first and can maybe do Lewis first corner maybe.
Because if you think of it, on the USA track, it is difficult to overtake because you've only got a few certain. I don't know how because you've got a fat ass straight with a fucking DRS zone. But yeah, I do. Yeah, I agree with you. It is fucking difficult to overtake in the Circuit of Americas. I don't know fucking how though, because realistically, Chris, this should be a piece of piss to overtake here. You got what? One fat ass DRS straight at the back straight. You've got the fucking start finish straight, like which goes up and then you've got that tight 90-degree turn 1, haven't you? So how the hell overtaking round here is difficult, I will never know. But it is bloody difficult. I'm not disagreeing with you. It's just a joke. So it's just, I think they're the only opportunities where. Obviously, that DRS square and the start finish, they're the only way times you can probably overtake.
Yeah, because you can't do it in sector 1. I mean, you'd be brave or stupid. Like sector 1 is a joke. But lovely to drive.
It is Lewis Hamilton.
So don't get me wrong. Sector 1 is beautiful to drive. It's brilliant, but overtaking is fucking non-existent. There's nowhere in sector 1 you can do it. The best you can do is maybe, after you've got past all of the twisty turny sector 1 part, you go down to before you hit that DRS start finish straight, back straight. You could shove it down there. That's risky though, doing it down the inside of there. Then after that, obviously you go down the straight, then you come out and then you've basically got the back back part of the circuit, haven't you? Where you've got sort of you turn left and then you sort of go up and then you go right and then you got another tight corner before you hit that sort of the sort of massive long turn, whatever it is, the one with the 5 fucking corners. Before you then slam onto the brakes. Well, you're not slamming onto the brakes, but you tapping the brakes, aren't you? Before you then go in left. But you got to watch out there, though, because if you go too wide, track limits, isn't it? Because then you've got the little straight before you go to the start finish straight. So it's really difficult. And how I remember the circuit in Americas, don't ask. I do a lot of driving games on Formula One, but how I can literally in my head I can tell you how it goes. So you got to start finish straight, then you turn left, go down the hill, then you got a right, left, right. Then you've got another left before you go up the hill to the right, then to the left, down before you hit the back straight, down there, turn left, then you go round a little bit before you go for a sharp right. Then there's a little bit of a left before another left. Then you hit the 5 corner thing. Then you dab the brakes before you hit the fast sort of left-hander. Then you got the last brake before the start finish straight. So the circuit in the Americas, I memorize it easily. It's a brilliant circuit. Love it. Really fucking overtaking is not a joy in any.
Which is why you need to get pole position on the day and real life.
Yeah, pole position does help. The DRS can help. It's not what it is, though, is it? It's an interesting one.
You want to be on the front wall,
Yeah, you do. Villa 7-1 up. They're definitely not, mate. They're 1-0 up on my screen, unless you can read into the future. But what's your last thoughts on this race, Chris? Obviously, I'm not going to be joined by you, unfortunately, until the checkered flag show on Monday. So, give us your predictions. How do you think this weekend's going to
go? It's a Mercedes track, so I have to be honest. I do think Hamilton will win. Second, I will go for Verstappen.
Yeah.
As
that won't even be that bad, really, for Max, would it? If he can get second,
it would be two. Well, depending on the fastest lap as well, who they start.
Because he's what is he's 8 points. 8 points ahead of Lewis in the Drivers' Championship. So there's 7 points between first and second. So if he can get second,
he'd be only 1 point behind. 1 or 2 points.
Lewis would be 1 point behind, which will be really fine because then we go into Mexico, which is more of a Red Bull track or a Max track.
We do it's comment out.
Hamilton may get another penalty, as I've heard reports that some work took place on his car. Interesting.
Which we were talking about. So yeah, I think they're
not going to take it at the circuit of the Americas, are they?
Although, that'll be a stupid move.
Well, it won't, Chris, because realistically, what other tracks is there for overtaking? Realistically, maybe Mexico. Still fucking tough to do it around Mexico. What you've got the long start finish straight, and then the rest of it is pretty much following, isn't it? There's not many places. I mean, you're not going to do it. You're not going to do it at fucking. You're not going to do it at fucking Brazil because that's impossible to overtake.
Yep.
So what do they do? Like, because what you want to do is you want to take it as soon as you can.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, the longer you leave it, the less time you've got to recover.
We haven't got many races. Yeah,
you've got 6 races. You've got a quarter of the season left, and most of them you can't overtake. You can't overtake really in America, but you can if you've got the car there, you've got the pace. You can.
It's a huge situation.
Especially if you've got straight line pace, then round America you can do it. Mexico again, you can do it, especially if you've got straight line speed, which they do. Brazil, not a fucking chance. You've got more hope of me bagging fucking Beyonce. Saudi Arabia, I doubt it. I doubt it heavily.
Street circuit.
Qatar. I spoke to my dad because my dad's more of a bike racer. He loves his bikes. I spoke to my dad about Qatar, and he says there are going to be opportunities to overtake. So Qatar is an opportunity, but it's bloody close to the end of the season. That is literally the penultimate race before we hit Abu Dhabi, which you can try to overtake if you like. But do you really want to be taking an engine penalty on your last race of the season when you're fighting for a title? Do I think so? Do I fuck? So really, realistically,
you need to take it as soon as possible.
Exactly. So they need to either take it here or in Mexico.
I mean,
I would probably take it. If I'm being honest, Chris, right? And I'm Mercedes. I'm looking at Mexico going, bloody hell, that's not a place you want to really be trying this out. We have been really strong at America. You think about it realistically. They've got to think, right, we've been really strong at Texas. We've been really good at America for a very long time. No one's even laced our boots. We're going to have to take it here, boys.
True. Yeah, true.
Like, because that at least then gives you 5 races to try and recover from this. I just think it's a really stupid move from them. And I think they should have just taken the whole fucking penalty in Turkey. Right? Because you'd have...
That's why I said it was stupid. Because
we both did, didn't we? It was fucking mad.
Because we thought they should have.
We wouldn't be having this debate if they had taken the full lot in Turkey.
It's pretty mad because they've dominated the last few seasons without being challenged, and they made stupid mistakes like that. You know what? Didn't do fuck themselves.
It's a joke. Harry says, who wins this season? It's so close. It is, but I'm thinking of it logically. Right? Max has taken his penalty. Max has already taken his penalty, and I don't think Max is going to have to take another penalty. Whereas right now, and even you've been saying, Harry, that obviously of the reports of Hamilton, I think Hamilton will have to take more engine penalties. Maybe not the ICE, but he'll have to replace the fuckers besides it, like the ICU and the fucking, the lot of it. Turbocharger, the lot of it is going to need replacement.
I mean,
you have to probably say Max Verstappen is favourite to win it.
We talked about it on Technical Show. I said, it was a stupid move from Hamilton not to take his full penalty for the power unit, and I just thought that plays in the Max Verstappen's hands, and I said, you need to be worried as a Hamilton fan because taking that risk, and I mean, you have the situation now. He's according to reports, having work done on his car. He got Bottas having that ICE penalty. All of a sudden, Red Bull be thinking we're in Disneyland Paris here, and they'd be thinking to themselves, you know what, America this weekend, if Hamilton does, of course, take the penalty this weekend, which I think he should, because I think it's just a stupid move from him if he doesn't.
Yeah.
It's just even more, It's all to pay for now for Red Bull in both championships. If Perez gets his act together.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's a tough one. It's fair to say Max will take the championship. I think right now that there is only one winner, and I think ultimately Mercedes have made a lot of errors of judgments. So yeah, I think that is right.
They are fraud of the team.
Yeah, Arsenal have just got a penalty though. Matt Target can argue all he likes. He was a fucking idiot. He's just taken Lacazette from behind. I mean, you can argue. You cannot.
Why did that need to go to VAR? It was clear penalty.
Yeah, it's a clear penalty. I don't know how Dean Smith is arguing with that. Like, fuck off. Like, Villa need to grow up here. And he's losing his shit, but I don't know how. I don't know how he's losing his shit. I think everyone needs to grow up.
He could be under pressure, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I think everyone needs to grow up a bit. Genuinely. It's a fucking joke. But guys, we are going to wrap it up there. I'll be back in just under just under 10 minutes.
It was always it was also Martinez masterclass almost.
Mercedes this year has a huge mistakes. I think it comes down to management of their failures. They kept Lewis out at times when he needed to come in. They did that. You can look back at Turkey. You can look back at all sorts of calamity of errors from Mercedes, and ultimately, when the pressure's been at its biggest, I think Mercedes have made their most errors. So,
my last words on that: Red Bull developed the car, in my opinion, this season. I think you can tell by that if you look from last season.
Yeah.
Mercedes, I don't think they developed the car because I think they're just the same as last season, in my opinion. And
I think
you see the difference.
I think they've developed parts of their car, but I don't think they've developed anywhere near enough.
Yep.
But yeah, I think the issues have been clear for everyone to see. But we'll be back I'll be back tomorrow for more F1 at 9:45 for qualifying watch along. Then Sunday got the Formula One race at 7:45. I'll be live. Checker flag show Monday. I've no idea what time. We'll work it out. And then all sorts going on. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be an interesting season, end to season. So if you want to, if you're interested in your Formula One, there's only one place to get the best shows for Formula One, and that's right here. I feel where we'll talk honestly, and we've got the watch alongs as well, which are also quite fun. I'll be back in just over 5 minutes with the United show, with the United boys, see how they're doing and feeling for this weekend. Before you do go, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as always. Check out our socials: Twitter, Let's Talk EPL, Instagram, Let's Talk EPL _, and on TikTok at Let's Talk Premier League. Chris, where can they find you, mate?
Find me in Carlo if you want. If you can. But yeah, find me on Twitter, Chriswell CUFC.
Yeah. No, I hear that. It's 2-0, says Cop. But as I said, we're back in just over 5 minutes with the United lot. But until next time, thanks for watching, guys, and peace out.